Rick Weaver, Lou Creekmer, and Henry Barrow back at a sun-drenched Orange Bowl in Miami. Here to witness what they hope will be the 9th consecutive victory of this season for the only unbeaten team in the NFL. And the big win for Don Shula. He's going for his 100th coaching victory, which will enable him to join 8 other coaches in the NFL ranks, having achieved 100 or more coaching victories during their coaching tenure.
Hui off to the near side. Ashton, a big rookie running back from Tulsa, off to the far side. Awaiting the official signal, and Garo Yepremian's opening kickoff as the Dolphins shoot for number 9 in a row this year. Here it is. The kick is high. It is deep. Ashton back in the end zone, 3 yards, runs it out to the 5, the 10 in the middle. He is tipped up at the 17-yard line. And so that's where they'll start from. The tackle on the play made by Jim Mandich of the Dolphins specialty team. Now we'll set the Patriots offense for you as they will begin their operation from their 17-yard line. A 20-yard return by Ashton for the Patriots. The center is John Morris. The guards are St. Jean and Montler. The tackles Reynolds and Neville. The tight end is Windsor. Bob Bladjo and Josh Ashton are the running backs. Bladjo, number 24, is a 4-year man from Notre Dame. Plunkett, the quarterback. Rucker and Vataha, the wide receivers. First down, New England from their 17-yard line, waiting for the initial snap from center. Here it is. The handoff going inside to Ashton over the right side, and he gets out to about the 20 before he is sacked up by Manny Fernandez. Defensively for the Dolphins, Den Herter, Fernandez, Hines, and Stanfill. The front 4, Swift, Monacotti, and Colin are the linebackers. Foley and Johnson, the quarterbacks, and Scott and Anderson are the safeties. The gain of 3, it'll be second down and 7. Bob Windsor, number 86, is the tight end. Bob Bladjo, number 24, and Josh Ashton, number 31, are the running backs. They break out of the huddle, and they set in the eye behind Plunkett. Vataha splits to the far side, Rucker to the near side. Second down and 7, Patriots from their 20-yard line. Plunkett ready to go to work. Waiting for the snap. He drops straight back to throw. He sets. He is firing. It is complete up at the 25-yard line. The pass is caught by Ashton, circling out of the backfield, and they call it incomplete. They rule that he trapped the ball. Plunkett was hit from behind just as he released it, and the pass was thrown into the ground, and the officials call it incomplete as Ashton trapped the ball, so it'll be a third down and 7.
Rick, that's a good example of that deep eye that I was talking about earlier. Ashton must have been at least 7 yards back behind the line of scrimmage on that play.
All right, Rucker splits to the far side this time. To the near side is Vataha. Gladjo and Ashton are the splitbacks behind Plunkett. A third down and 7. Patriots from their 20-yard line. Jim drops to throw. He sets up. He looks left. He fires. It is intercepted by the Dolphins. Dick Anderson, 25, 20. Across the 10, down to the 5. Fumbles the ball. It rolls into the end zone. And it's recovered by the Patriots. It's recovered by the Patriots, and I think Mike Mottler, the left guard, is the man who picked it up. Anderson picked that pass off at about the 25, and he was hit at the 5 and lost the ball. It rolled into the end zone. Wait a minute. They call the Dolphins football. They say that the play was dead at the 5-yard line.
Rick, I'll tell you, the big reason why Anderson got a chance to make that interception was that good rush by our no-name defense. Bill Stanfill was all over Plunkett. When he let go of that ball, it was bound to come up in one of the Miami Dolphins' hands.
Anderson gets the interception, and they rule the play dead at the Patriots' 4-yard line. So the fumble recovery in the end zone is nullified, and the Dolphins have a first and goal off Anderson's pass interception of a Plunkett pass. He intercepted it, fell down, got up, ran with the ball, was knocked down, fumbled it at the 4, went into the end zone. Mottler recovered it, but they blow it dead back at the 4, and the Dolphins have a first and goal at the Patriots' 4-yard line. Here's a handoff to Morris. Sweep to the left side. He turns the corner. He's in for the touchdown. Just around. It took him one play to get in. That for Merck is his 7th touchdown. Larry Zonka and Bob Kuchenberg through the box, enabling him to get in on the sweep to the left side. That pass interception for Dick Anderson was his first of the year, and Garo Yepremian is in to try the point from placement. The play was blown dead on that recovered fumble in the end zone, and the Dolphins picked the ball up where Anderson was tackled at the 4. It took him one play to get in. Here is Garo's kick. It is up, and it is perfect. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score. Our Dolphins 7, New England nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. Carl Garrett is back deep this time, off to the far side. George Huey to the near side. Dolphins scoring first 7-0. Here is the kickoff. It is a long one, way back and out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Patriots will put it in play from their 20-yard line following the touchback. Garrow really got the toe into that one. Hooley backed up right on the baseline of the end zone, and that one was out of play.
Rick, we talked quite a bit about Larry Little and his blocking prowess out here, but on that last touchdown play, Kuchenberg really shined as he came around there on that left-hand side. He and Fleming and Zonka just cleared out everybody there. Really made a beautiful running for Morris come in to score.
They are not utilizing Garrett as a running back. They have Bob Gladgio and Josh Ashton as the running backs behind Plunkett. Rucker splits to the near side. Off to the far side is Vataha. Plunkett up under center. First down, Patriots from their 20-yard line. Somebody jumps. Contact is made, and flags go down. Will get a penalty. Len St. Jean, the right guard for New England, is the man who moved first, and the penalty will be against New England. 5 yards, sets the ball back to their 15-yard line. Illegal procedure is the call, and it'll be a first down and 15 for New England from their 15. Now, the start of this ball game is reminiscent of what happened at Foxborough last year when Mercury Morris took the opening kickoff and ran it back 94 yards for a touchdown. But the Dolphins are much more mature and aggressive ball club this year, and New England has not been able to get on track. The first and 15 from their 15-yard line. Plunkett sets his ball club, waiting for the snap from center. Here's the handoff. Ashton counters over the left side. He gets out to the 20 and is smacked right there and knocked down at the 20-yard line. Henry?
Rick, to give you an idea how hot it is, the team trainer is getting wet towels, ice-cold towels, putting it on the ground, and the players are resting their feet on it when they're off the field of play.
Gain of 5, tackle on the last play made by strong safety Dick Anderson. Gladgio is out, Checkett Ashton is out, and Garrett has come in as a running back. Carl Garrett, number 30, and Gladgio are the split backs behind Plunkett this time. Second down and 10. Patriots ball from their 20-yard line. Rucker splits near side, Vataha to the far side. Plunkett has tried 2 passes, one of which was picked off. Here's the handoff going to Garrett. Sweep to the right, cuts back to his left, gets across the 25 out to the 27 before he is knocked down by middle linebacker Nick Bonicatti. For the Dolphins, a gain of about 7 on the play. Also in on the stop was Bob Hines, number 72, the Dolphins' right side defensive tackle. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 3 situation. Miami leads 7-0 with 11:58 to go in the first quarter. Garrett and Gladgio are the running backs. Reggie Rucker, a 3-year man wearing number 33 from Boston University, splits to the far side. Randy Vataha to the near side.
We'll probably see Plunkett put that ball up in the air for the first time, Rick.
3rd down, 3. Patriots from their 27. Waiting for the snap from center. Here is the handoff going to Garrett over the left side. He gets the yard, and that's all. Stacked up at the 28-yard line. Bob Hines was the man who submarined on the play, along with Manny Fernandez, to make the tackle on the play.
He probably should have put it in the air, because against that Miami defensive line, you're not going to make that 3 yards in that 3rd and 3. They're going to bunch up there and get ready for the run.
That brings up a punting situation, and the Dolphins' defense contains Pat Studstill, who's having not a good year with a 35.1 average. Will kick, number 2, an 11-year veteran. Back deep is Charlie Lee, Dick Anderson, the shallow man, to field this punt. He will be kicking against a rather strong breeze, which has sprung up now. Here's a low snap. He gets it out of there. The Dolphins put on a good rush. A nice high spiral up the center of the field. Grabbed by Lee at the Dolphins' 28. Near side, 30, 35, 40, 45 to the 50. He slips and falls down. He tripped right over the 50-yard line and fell down at the 45-yard line in New England territory. Dick Blanchard is the man who contained it, but Charlie had nothing but daylight. Down the near sideline, and he just tripped up. There is a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score are Dolphins 7 and the Patriots nothing. Dennis Wergowski of the Patriots specialty team did get just a hand on, and that's what tripped Charlie up. 27-yard return for Lee after a 44-yard Studstill punt. The Dolphins have a first down at the Patriots' 45-yard line. They've set in a double wing formation. Morrill spins, pitches to Zonka, sweeps to the left, turns the corner, and drags a tackler with him to the 40-yard line, down the near side, and he's knocked out of bounds right there. The tackle by Ronax, the right side linebacker. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up. The Dolphins offensively, Morrill, the quarterback, Morris and Zonka, the running back, Twilley and Warfield, the wide receivers. The tight end is Marv Fleming, Doug Crusad and Norm Evans, the tackles, Kuchenberg and Little, the guards, Langer, the center. Defensively for New England, Jim White, Julius Adams, Rick Cash, and Dennis Wergowski are the front 4. Ed Wyzakowski, Jim Chayansky, Ron Axe, the linebackers, Larry Carwell, George Huey, the cornerbacks, Ricky Harris, and Honor Jackson are the safeties. Back to throw goes Morrill. The pass, Warfield, 30, 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line before he is tackled. A slant over the middle, and they're going to put it to 17. That is good for a first down.
And, Rick, what time Earl Morrill had on that play? There was no one near him. He could have stood back there a good 5-10 seconds longer than he actually did.
Otto Stowe comes in to replace Warfield. Henry?
Charlie Lee injured his right hand on that kick return. They've got it tacked to ice, but he'll be able to play the rest of the game.
23 yards on the pass reception. Morrill to Warfield, just a slant over the middle. Paul caught it at the 30 and was tackled at the 17. Dolphins first down at the Patriots 17-yard line. Morris and Zonka the split backs behind Morrill. And Stowe and Twilley are the wide receivers. Here's Morrill, hands to Mercury through a hole in the middle, down to the 10, down to the 5. He's inside the 5 and knocked out at the 4-yard line. Tackle by Ron Ack. First down, Dolphins, as Morris squirts through for 13 yards. It'll be a first and goal at the Patriots 4-yard line. Stowe comes out and Jim Mandich comes in, so they have the power blocking unit, the two tight ends in there, Fleming and Mandich. First and goal, Dolphins down at the Patriots 4-yard line. 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Dolphins leading 7-0. Pass interception by Dick Anderson. Dolphins had the ball at the Patriots 4. Took them one play. Morris a sweep to the left. Got in. In the eye, Zonka and Morris. Here's the pitch to Merck, the same play. Sweep to the left. Nobody's going to get him a touchdown. And the Dolphins jump out to a 13-0 lead as Larry Zonka threw a fine block. As nobody touched Morris, just a simple sweep to the left side. And the Dolphins now are leading 13-0. That's for Merck, his second touchdown of the ball game, his 8th of the season. Yepremian will try the point from placement. Morrill will hold, waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up, and it is perfect. With 8:40 left to go in the first quarter, Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. Our Dolphins 14 and the Patriots nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. Carl Garrett deep off to the far side. George Huey to the near side, awaiting Garo Yepremian's kickoff. That last drive, 45 yards in 4 plays. Morris, his second touchdown of the ball game. Here is the kick. A wobbly knuckleball bounces at the 10 into the end zone. Picked up by Garrett, 2 yards deep out to the 10, the 15 to the 20. He runs into a wall at the 25, and he is down right there. A 27-yard return by Carl Garrett, and Charlie Lee on the Dolphins specialty team makes the tackle. The Patriots thus far have not been able to get beyond their own 28-yard line. Let's see what Plunkett comes up with this time. Carl Garrett and Josh Ashton will be the running backs. Bob Windsor, the tight end. Bataha and Rucker, the wide receivers, and they both split off to the near side. Plunkett has thrown the ball twice, has had 1 interception, and they set the backs in the eye. First down for the Patriots from their 25-yard line. Waiting the snap. Plunkett spins, hands to Garrett over the left side, and he gets maybe a yard if he got that far, and that's all. Bonaconte from his middle linebacker spot, sliding over and making the tackle on the play, along with right corner Curtis Johnson for the Dolphins. Give him a yard out to the 26. It'll be a second down and 9. The Patriots with a 5-game losing streak coming into this afternoon's play. And the Dolphins leading 14-0. We're still in the first quarter. Here is Plunkett on a 2nd and 9, setting his ball club from the Patriots' 26-yard line. On the snap, Jim drops to throw. He fires to the near side, way overthrown, intended for Rucker, incomplete. Up to 37, out of bounds, incomplete. Tim Foley covered on the play for Miami. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. New England's ball at their 26.
Rick will probably see the ball, the air just filled with footballs now. And Jim Plunkett, when you're behind 14 points and you're trying to run the ball against his defensive line and you're only getting a yard at a crack, you know he's got to start throwing that ball. And this means that Miami suddenly start putting pressure on him.
All right, the 53 now being employed by Miami. Bob Matheson is in there as a linebacker or a defensive end, and Bob Hines is out. An obvious passing situation from the Patriots' 26. 3rd down and 9. Rucker and Bataha both split to the near side. Plunkett ready to go to work. Up under center on the snap. He drops the throw. He sets. He's being rushed. He swings one out. It is dropped by Garrett. Incomplete. He had to get the ball up high because of the Dolphins' pass rush, and coming in on him was Stanfill and Denherter with their hands raised. He lofted the ball, and Garrett could not hold on to it. So that'll bring up another punting situation for Studstill, who the first time he kicked this afternoon got off a 44-yarder, and Charlie Lee ran it back 27 yards. Lee is the deep man, and Anderson the shallow man. The line of scrimmage will be the 26-yard line in New England territory, and Studstill stands back at the 12. We have 7:25 to go in the first quarter. The Dolphins lead 14-0. Rogowski is the snapper. He gets it back to Studstill. They put on a good rush. He hangs it up there. A nice, high, long spiral. Fair catch is called for by Charlie Lee back at the Dolphins' 28-yard line, and he might have had room to run that one. Charlie had the hand up and made the fair catch signal and caught the ball, but there was plenty of room out there. The Patriots were not down, or so it would appear from here. But it looks different from down on the field, so the Dolphins will start from their 28-yard line. 45-yard punt by Studstill, who is way over his average thus far on 2 kicks this afternoon. The Dolphins, with Jim Langer at center, Kuchenberg and Little the guards, Evans and Crusan the tackles, Warfield and Fuller the wide receivers, Fleming the tight end, Morrill at quarterback, Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka the running back. They set in the eye. Dolphins first down from our 28, moving from our right to our left for this first quarter. Fake pitch. Morrill throws the middle. Warfield got it, and he's hit and dropped right at the 50-yard line. Dolphins lead 17-zip. The Patriots have not been beyond their own 28-yard line in this first quarter. 3:50 left to play in the first period, and Plunkett has been stopped. He's had one pass intercepted. He has not completed a pass. Rucker and Bataha are wide to the far side. We've got Garrett and Ashton, the split backs, and behind Plunkett. Patriots from their 20-yard line. There's the handoff. Garrett over the right side, and he gets out to about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line, hurdling his way before he is smothered by white jerseys. And the Dolphins' no-name defense with that tremendous record that they have going into this game this week, the best overall defense in the NFL, the best against the pass. Bob Hines and Tim Foley in on the stop. They mark it at the Patriots' 23. It'll be a second down and 7. 3:24 left to go in the first quarter. We got the double wide receivers deployed to the far side. Bataha is the outside man, Rucker is slot man, Garrett and Ashton the split backs. In behind Plunkett, a second and 7. Patriots from their 23. Here's the handoff. Garrett, counter play over the left side. He gets out across the 30, still going, dragging tacklers with him. The 35 to the 36-yard line. Runs Carl Garrett. Dick Anderson is the man who finally brought him down. Garrett coming into the ball game was the leading rusher, and that is the first down for New England this afternoon, and they have their best field position of the day at their 36-yard line. Garrett is out. Flaggio is in. Garrett coming into today's ball game had a rushing average of 4.0. First down, Patriots from their 36. Flaggio and Ashton are the split backs. Rucker deployed to the near side, and split to the far side is Randy Bataha. Plunkett up under center with the signal call. Now sets his ball club. Quick step back. Out pattern, complete to Bataha, and he's hit and dropped immediately right at the 40-yard line. It's a little curl out to the far sideline. The tackle made by right corner Curtis Johnson for Miami. And they picked up about 5 yards on the play as they mark it at the New England 41-yard line. It'll be a second down and 5. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Dolphins looking magnificent, going for that ninth straight on the season, their 10th over the last 2 years, and try to give Don Shula his 100th coaching victory this afternoon. We'll keep you posted on scores of other games. Buffalo and the Jets playing at New York. Rucker and Vataha split to the near side. Second down, 5. Patriots from their 41-yard line. On the snap. Here's the handoff. Fumble, and Plunkett recovers it. The handoff went to Gladjo, and he was hit by Denherter, and the ball jarred loose, and the ball squirted loose back inside the Patriots' 40-yard line, and Plunkett was standing back there, and he just fell on it. So the Patriots lose 3 yards, and they will have the ball at their 38-yard line. Henry?
Nick Bonaconte is out of the game right now. He took a shot in the back that's bothering him quite a bit. The team doctor is working on him.
Lloyd Mumford, who has had the bad shoulder all week, is in. Bob Matheson is out also. A third down and 8. Patriots from their 38-yard line. Plunkett puts Vataha to the far side. Rucker to the near side. Gladjo and Garrett are the running backs. Plunkett dropping the throw. He sets. He fires deep up the far side of the field. It is almost intercepted by Curtis Johnson. No receiver near it. He got a good rush that time from the Dolphin defense, but he just wafted the ball, gave everybody in the ballpark a shot at it to the far side of the field. It was intended for Vataha, but he was 10 yards away from it. So it's incomplete. That brings up another punting situation in Studstill. It was punted twice this afternoon for distances of 44 and 45 yards. Comes in. The line of scrimmage, the Patriots 38. Studstill stands back at the New England 23. Charlie Lee, who has a punt return of 27 yards, is back deep. Dick Anderson, the shallow man, for Miami. Here's the snap. No rush. He gets the kick out of there, hangs it high. A beauty. A long, high spiral. Charlie Lee back over at the 15, far side. The 20. He is hit and breaks off a tackle. A flag is thrown as he is down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. Charlie caught the ball back at the 15 and runs it out to the 25, but there's a flag thrown right at the pileup on the far sideline. Ralph Sindrich on the New England Patriots specialty team made the tackle on the play. And we'll see what this penalty is about and who it is against. It's a clipping call against the Dolphins, and we'll set them back as they march it from the 25-yard line. We'll set them back to the 12. From the point of the infraction, back to the 12-yard line. So the Dolphins will start from our 12, moving from our right to our left, with just 49 seconds left to go in this first quarter, and a 17-0 lead. Morris and Zonka will be the split backs, the running backs behind Morrow. Fleming the tight end. Warfield, who has been the principal receiver of Morrow passes today, and Howard Twilley are the wide receivers. They break out of the huddle. Warfield comes to the near side, Twilley to the far side. Zonka and Morris are the split backs behind Morrow. Here's the handoff to Mercury. Hits the middle, finds a hole, squirts through, gets out to the 15 to the 16-yard line. Possibly to the 17. The tackle by Ed Wyzakowski, who used to be a Dolphin and played his college ball here at the University of Miami. Henry?
That clipping penalty was called on Bob Matheson. By the way, you mentioned Wyzakowski. He was the Dolphins' most valuable defensive back one season.
A gain of 5 for Morris. Ball at the Dolphins' 17. It'll be a second down and 5 with 23 seconds left to play in the first period. Morrow brings his ball from out. Morris and Zonka the split backs. Warfield split to the near side, Twilley off the far side. A man-for-man defense now for the Patriots. Here's a handoff to Merck. Sweep to the left. Turns the corner and is really cracked and dropped at the 21-yard line. About a yard shy of what they needed for a first down. Tackled by safety man Ricky Harris, who's an 8-year veteran from the University of Arizona, and a man that, going into the ball game, had made a total of 47 tackles. That shows you what kind of a defense New England has had. That's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl. The score are Dolphins 17, New England nothing. Morris and Zonka, the split backs, in behind Morrow. The Dolphins in a tight wing formation now with third down and short yardage for a first down from our 21-yard line. Here's a handoff to Burke. The sweep to the near side. He turns the corner. 25, 30, 35. He's up to across the 35 to the 38-yard line before he has run out of bounds. Larry Little threw a fine block from the near side to spring him loose. Mercury Morris, as the Dolphins had a 3rd and 1, picks up 17 yards, and Mercury is on his way to another great rushing day. First down, Dolphins at our 38-yard line. The tackle made by safety man Clarence Scott. Dolphins first down from our 38. As going out is Scott, and George Huey comes in at a cornerback spot. Out of the huddle they come. Warfield splits to the far side, Pulley to the near side. And kick is now in there. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid as the Dolphins running backs behind Earl Morrow. First down from the Miami 38-yard line. Here's the handoff to Kick. He is hit and dropped. A mix-up. Wargowski is the man who came in and knocked him down at the 35-yard line. A loss of 3. Jim never even got started on the handoff, and perhaps a busted play. Dick has been in the ball game as a ball carrier just a couple of times and is not performed up to standards. Henry?
He also lost his footing on this turf when he started to take off to get that handoff. Might have caused that little delay.
And he's had the bad leg. Dolphins, second down and 13 from our 35. Warfield splits far side, Twilly to the near side. Kick and Zonka. The split backs in behind Morrow with a second down and 13. From the Dolphin 35, Morrow hands off. Zonka, draw play over the right side, squirts through across the 40 out to the 41-yard line before he's knocked off his feet. A pickup of 6 yards for Larry Zonka. Ron Axe, the weak side linebacker, and Jim Chayunsky, the middleman, make the tackle on the play. The Dolphins now employ the 3 wide receiver concept as Otto Stowe comes in and tight end Marv Fleming goes out. They've got Stowe, Warfield, and Twilly in there with a third down and 7. The ball from the Miami 41. We've just started the second quarter. The Dolphins lead 17-0. Stowe splits to the far side. Twilly and Warfield come to the near side. Let's see what Morrow comes up with. Kick and Zonka are the split backs. In behind Earl. From the Dolphins 41. He drops to throw. Has good protection. Firing deep downfield for Warfield. He makes the catch and is down at the 16, gets up to 15, goes to the 10 before he's knocked off his feet. Yards, and Warfield waited and timed his move, jumping as George Huey, the cornerback, had already committed himself, and then the ball came down, and Warfield caught it, fell down at the 16, got up and moved to the 10 before he was tackled by Huey and Honor Jackson. Henry?
And Larry Little was injured on that play. They're working on him on the sidelines. He was hurt. Looks like he got the wind knocked out of him and something else. We don't know yet.
49-yard pass completion to Paul Warfield. The Dolphins have a first down at the New England 10-yard line. First and goal. Warfield splits left. And Twilly to the near side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs, in behind Morrow. Morrow spins, hands to Kick, through a hole in the middle, down to the 5 to the 3-yard line. First Jim Kick, as he had great blocking up in front from the center of that line. Kuchenberg and Langer.
7 yards.
The tackle on the play by safety man Ricky Harris. It'll be a second and goal from the 3-yard line. Mandich comes in.
Rick, we've compared this offensive line, this Miami offensive line, all season long with other great lines throughout the entire league and throughout many of the decades. This one has got to be one of the best I've ever seen.
Al Jenkins playing for Little at the right guard spot. The Dolphins with the 2 tight ends, power blocking unit, second and goal from the 3. Zonka and Kick behind Morrow. Handoff goes to Larry. He's got it. He's in for the touchdown. The ball squirts loose, but the officials had already called the play, and Zonka gets the touchdown as we now move out to a 23-0 lead. Zonka from 3 yards out gets his 6th touchdown of the year. So the Dolphins take the ball downfield, and Yepremian is in to try the point from placement with Morrow holding. With 12 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down, the kick is up, and he's got it. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score, our Dolphins 24, New England nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. Larry Little, we have been notified by Henry Barrow, is okay. Yepremian prepares to kick off to either Carl Garrett or George Huey. He gets it high and deep once again. 4 yards deep in the end zone is Huey. Out across the 5 to the 10, cuts for the far sideline. Hit at the 15 and knocked flat at the 17. And down to make the stop, Charlie Babb, the rookie, who has done such a great job on the Dolphins specialty team this year from Memphis State, who plays, when he does play, on the regular defensive unit as a safety man. Henry?
Expect we may see Jim Del Gazzo very soon. Earl Morrill and Jim Del Gazzo talking, and Don Shula explaining some of the plays they want to use to Del Gazzo. Also might say that Larry Zonka came over and gave Doug Crusain a big hug after that touchdown.
Carl Garrett and Jackie Maitland now as the running backs. Maitland, number 40, a 3-year man from Williams, a big back. They set in the eye behind Plunkett. They start from their 17, moving from our right to our left. Plunkett, hands off. Here is Garrett over the right side, gets to the 20 before he is gang tackled. The no-name defense really reacting to what there is of the Patriots rushing game. Hines and Fernandez, the 2 tackles in on the stop for Miami. A gain of 3, it'll be second down and 7. The Dolphins with a 24-0 lead, and we still have 11 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this first half. That last drive covered 88 yards, 8 plays. Zonka with a 3-yard run gets his 6th touchdown of the year. The big play was the Warfield 49-yard pass reception from Earl Morrow. Double wide receivers, Rucker and Vataha deployed to the near side. Garrett and Maitland are the split backs behind Plunkett. They have not been out of their own end of the field so far. Plunkett drops back to throw as time. Now he sets and fires. It is caught by Vataha up at the New England 37, and he's dropped right there. Tackled by quarterback Curtis Johnson. As Plunkett hits a strike to his old college teammate, little Randy Vataha. These two guys did not get together until Vataha transferred from Golden West Junior College in California to Stanford during his junior year. So they've played only 2 years together, but they tore that league up. A first down for the Patriots at their 37. Here is Rucker out of the huddle, splitting to the far side, Vataha to the near side. Garrett and Maitland are the I formation backs, in behind Plunkett. Patriots first down from their 37. Jim sets the ball club, waiting for the snap from center. Here it is, fakes the handoff, drops to throw. He fires the middle. Wide open is the tight end, and he catches the ball at the 45 and is knocked down at the New England 48-yard line. Bob Windsor cutting across the middle, tackled by Mike Colon. And that is good enough for another first down. 11, just about 10 and a half yards. They put the ball down at the New England 48. About 11 yards, we'll call it, from Plunkett to Windsor. And so the Patriots on the move for the first time this afternoon with a first down at their 48-yard line. 9 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the first half. Dolphins with a 24-0 lead. Rucker splits far side, Vataha to the near side. Maitland and Garrett are the split backs. Behind Plunkett, a big second-year quarterback from Stanford, waiting for the snap. Here it comes. He drops the throw. Is hit just. He gets the ball away. Did he catch it? No, incomplete. Trapped. Rucker was the intended receiver as he went out, hooked out to the far side at about the Dolphins' 43, but Plunkett was hit from behind. He got the pass away and threw it into the ground. It's an incompletion.
And Bonacane really blitzed on that play, Rick. He really came in there and just about got all over Plunkett.
All right, we'll have a second down and 10 coming up. New England's ball at their 48-yard line. 9 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the first half. Dolphins with a 24-0 lead. Garrett and Maitland remain the running backs. And Rucker splits far side, Vataha to the near side. Waiting for the snap from center. Plunkett on the long count. Hands off. Garrett on the draw over the right side. Fumbles the ball. The Dolphins have recovered, I believe, at the Miami 44-yard line. Miami recovers the football. Curtis Johnson. Oh, wait a minute. They change it. One official signified that the Dolphins had it, and then they unpiled, and the referee looking down signifies New England. So they pick up yardage. It appeared from here as if Curtis Johnson had the ball for the Dolphins, but they give it back to the Patriots. Somebody snuck it away from them underneath on the pileup. And so New England picks up yardage and recovers the fumble. They'll have a third down and 2. And for the first time, they are in Dolphins territory at the Miami 44-yard line. That ball actually squirted loose twice and was a hot potato. 3rd and 2 from the Miami 44-yard line. Plunkett, couple steps back, throws left. It is caught at the 40 and out of bounds is Rucker at the Miami 38-yard line. And that is good for a New England first down. Curtis Johnson is the man who ran him out. Pass to Rucker on just an out pattern to the near side of the field. And New England has their best field position of the day with a first down at the Miami 38-yard line. Garrett and Jackie Maitland remain the running backs. Vataha comes out of the huddle and splits to the far side as they are moving toward the west end, moving from our right to our left. Rucker comes to the near side. Plunkett with a first down at the Miami 38-yard line. Dolphins lead 24-0 with 8:05 to go in the first half. Plunkett on the snap. Here's the end around with Rucker. Now he's going to throw off of it. He sets up the throw. Now he's going to run. He turns the far side end to the 40, 35, and they wind up getting 5 yards as he's knocked down at the 33-yard line on the far side of the field by Manny Fernandez. The end around and an attempted, or at least an option pass, with Rucker coming from the near side. He faked the pass and decided to run with the ball when he couldn't find anybody open, and he gets 5 yards.
They planned on throwing that ball to Vataha down there, Rick, but Vataha was really covered by Scott.
5-yard gain on all of the razzle-dazzle. It'll be a 2nd and 5. The ball at the Miami 33-yard line. 7 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the first half. Vataha comes out, splits far side. Rucker to the near side. Bladjo and Maitland are now the split backs. Bob Bladjo, formerly at Notre Dame. He's the fellow who caught the tying pass in that famous 66 game, the game of the century, for the Irish against Michigan State. Here is the handoff. Coming to Bladjo. Tries to turn the left side in, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. A tackle by Bonacane. He had a notion to cut back to his right, but when he did, Nick was right there and said hello. And the only way that Bonacane knows how, he threw a shoulder into him and knocked him flat at the 32. Give him a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and check it. 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 for New England at the Miami 32-yard line. Tom Reynolds is now the wide receiver for the Patriots. He's a rookie, number 21 from San Diego State. Vataha splits to the near side, Reynolds to the far side. The running backs are Bladjo and Maitland. 3rd down and 4 from the Miami 32-yard line. On the snap, Plunkett drops straight back to throw. He's getting a pretty good rush. He's going to get caught, and he's thrown for a big loss. Back at the Miami 42-yard line. Bob Hines was the first man to get caught. Now that for Hines is his first sack of a quarterback this year. He was out on the injured list for a long time. So all this brings up a fourth down. And they're putting in Walker. He is the English-style, soccer-style kicker. The placement specialist who was just activated for this game. The ball is at the Dolphins' 41. He's a long-distance kicker, and he won a contest run by a Boston radio station. That's how he got the job. He's got a real strong leg. Mike Walker, number 12, and Brian Dowling, rookie quarterback from Yale, is the holder. It'll be a 48-yard attempt toward the west end. He'll have what when there is behind him. The kick is blocked. It's rolling loose to the near side. Picked up by the Dolphins. 40, 50, out of bounds is Mike Poland at the New England 45-yard line. Mike Poland, the linebacker. It could have been Malty Moore on the block. We'll check that for you. As Walker had a very low trajectory, he didn't get the ball up, and it was blocked. The ball rolled loose to the near side. Mike Poland picked it up and returned it to the New England 45, and that's where the Dolphins will put it in play.
Rick, it's a big difference kicking that football out there in that practice field and kicking it out here in a regular game with all that pressure, that defensive line coming in at you.
Curtis,
big difference.
Henry?
It was Malty Moore that blocked that kick.
Malty Moore, okay, and Curtis Johnson was also somewhere near the ball. But Malty Moore gets the block on it. The Dolphins wind up with a first down from the Patriots 45. Mercury Morris through the middle, 40, down to the 35 before he is upended by Julius Adams, the defensive left tackle, and Ricky Harris from a safety spot. They put it down at the 36, so give Merck a gain of 9. It'll be second down and 1. How many yards does Merck have so far, Fred?
A gain of 9 yards.
54 yards unofficially thus far for Mercury Morris on the ground. The ball is at the New England 36-yard line. It'll be a second down and 1. 5:23 to go in the first half. The Dolphins out in front 24-0. Working on another one. Warfield splits far side. Twilley sets in tight off Marv Fleming's shoulder to the near side. Zonka and Morris in an eye. Behind Earl Morrow. A second down and 1. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Earl hands to Merck through the right side. He's got the first down across the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Dave Rowe, who is a huge defensive tackle, now playing a defense for New England, makes the stop. He's 6'7", 280, a 6-year man from Penn State. First down for the Dolphins. The ball at the New England 33-yard line. Mercury comes out of the ball game and gets a well-deserved hand. What a ball player this young man has been for this Miami rushing offense this year. Jim Kick is in to replace him. Kick and Zonka, the running backs. Twilley and Warfield set as double wide receivers to the far side of the field. First down, Dolphins from the New England 33-yard line. In the eye are Butch and Sundance. Morrow fakes the handoff, drops straight back to throw, looking deep. He fires. It is dropped by Warfield at about the 2-yard line, and he led him just a little bit too far, and Earl really got sacked. He gets up off the ground. Hal Verhagen, from a defensive lineman spot, really dumped him, but Warfield should get an A for effort on that one. He went sailing through the air, and the ball just bounced off his fingertips at the 2-yard line. What it amounts to is a long incompletion, but a great effort. Second down and 10. The ball at the New England 33-yard line. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the first half. Dolphins lead 24-0. Have completely dominated this New England team offensively and defensively. Warfield splits to the far side. Twilley to the near side. Kick and Zonka. The split backs in behind Earl Morrow. From the 33, handoff goes to Kick. Sweep to the left. Great block. He turns the corner. 30 to the 25 and is rolled out of bounds on the far side of the field. Larry Little just obliterated the linebacker. He just took him and knocked him up into the nickel seats. They put the ball down at the New England 25-yard line. Kick is about 2 yards shy of a first down, 8-yard gain. It'll be third down and 2. Ricky Harris made the tackle. Twilley is out, manages in. The 2 tight ends in up front for the blocking. The ball at the New England 25. Third down and 2. 3 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the first half. Miami with a 24-0 lead. Lou Creekman will have an interesting halftime guest for you. And that great band from Fort Walton Beach will entertain the fans here at halftime. Kick and Zonka in the eye. In the tight wing with a third and short yardage. Handoff goes to Kick through the right side. He is down to about the 22-yard line, and that should be good enough for the first down. Following behind his buddy, Larry Zonka. Now Mandich comes out and Twilley goes back in. That is, they put it down at the New England 22. The Dolphins rushing. And it's a first down at the Patriots' 22-yard line.
Rick, it must really be frustrating to be a member of that defensive line there for Boston. Imagine having to stop the man for that 1 yard, you build up to it, put in your extra heavy man and everything else, and they still make that first down the last 2 times in a row.
Warfield splits to the far side. Twilly to the near side. Kick and Zonka remain the split backs behind Morrill. First down from the New England 22-yard line, as the Dolphins methodically are grinding this New England team into the poly turf. Here he drops back to throw. Earl does, looking in the middle. He fires for Twilly, off his hands, incomplete in the end zone. Larry Carwell, the left cornerback, was dropping back, but Twilly had him beat. The pass was just a little bit off target. Howard got a hand on it, but couldn't hold on to it. Marv Fleming was also down there. Here comes Morris back into the ball game for the Dolphins. It'll be a second down and 10 for the Dolphins at the New England 22-yard line. Kick comes out, and Mercury Morris is in. We'll keep you posted on scores of other games throughout our broadcast this afternoon, looking especially at the Jets and Buffalo, a big one between the Redskins and the Giants. As far as the NFC is concerned, Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Twilly splits to the near side. In the eye, Morris and Zonka on a second down and 10 from the New England 22-yard line. Earl Morrill hands to Mercury Morris, starts inside, cuts outside, now back to his right inside the 20, down to the 17, to the 16-yard line. Rambles the Merc. Jim Chayinsky, the middle linebacker, is the fellow who made the initial contact, along with Ronax from his right side linebacker, and there is a Patriot shaken up on the play. He went off the field under his own power and replaced by Art McMahon. New England now has 5 defensive backs in the ball game. Unofficially, Mercury Morris has carried 11 times for 71 yards, and Morrill is 5 for 8 in the forward passing department. The Dolphins, with 2:22 left to go in the first half, have a 3rd and 5 from the Patriots' 17-yard line. Warfield splits left, and we've got Twilly split to the near side. Zonka and Kick of the running backs. Back to throw goes Morrill. He's looking for Warfield. His hit gets away. Running to his left. Now he's going to run with the ball. 15 to the 10. And he runs it out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Good for the first down. And Old Bones showed that he could pick him up and lay him down. His receivers were covered. He was hit in the head and bounced off a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Recovered from that, rolled out to his left, saw wide open daylight down the far sidelines, and runs for the far sidelines, ran it out of bounds at the New England 6, picks up the first down. So Morrill shows that he can go.
For the first half.
Marv Fleming and Jim Mandich are in, the tight ends. Morris and Zonka will be the split backs. First and goal. We're in the 2-minute warning period now. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score: our Dolphins 24, New England nothing. Morrill just picked up 11 yards at first down with that ramble down the far sidelines. The Dolphins have a first and goal at the New England 6-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the half. Miami leads 24-0. And they have the 2 tight ends in. Morris and Zonka are the I formation backs, and behind Earl Morrill. First and goal from the Patriot 6. Here's the pitch to Mercury. Sweep to the right. Cuts to his left. He is going to score. Mercury Morris, unstoppable this afternoon, gets his 3rd touchdown. Larry Little and Norm Evans just took out the entire defensive secondary for New England to get him into the end zone. He was hit once at the 4, shook off that tackle, and rambled in for his 3rd score of the afternoon. That gives him a total of 9 on the season. Yepremian will try the point from placement as Morrill will hold. Snap, set down. Kick is up. Garrow puts it right through the uprights, and with 1 minute and 55 seconds left to play in this first half, the Dolphins now move to a 31-0 lead. A score in the second quarter from the ball game between the Jets and Buffalo has the Jets leading by a score of 21-3. Morris from 6 yards out gets the TD, his 3rd of the afternoon. That was a 45-yard drive, took him 9 plays. And Earl Morrill's scrambling run down the far sideline was very instrumental in setting that touchdown up. So the Dolphins just showing a little bit of everything this afternoon. Morrill throwing to Warfield. Paul had not caught a lot of passes, way below his standards coming in, but he had doing an excellent job as a decoy, as a blocker. He has caught some instrumental passes this afternoon. Garrett and Huey will be back as the deep man as Yepremian prepares to kick off for the umpteenth time.
Rick, on all those scores by Morris is just a basic end run where you just power everybody around the corner there, and every single team in the league has got this play in their playbook. And the only reason that you see Morris going across so beautifully is the execution. The guards and Zonka coming around there with that tight end, cutting everybody down, allowing him to make that score.
Here is Garrow's kickoff, and he gets it high against the breeze. There will be a run back. Garrett a yard deep, out to the 5, 10 to the 15, across the 20, and he is hit across the 25 at the 26. And dropped right there. A 27-yard return for Carl Garrett. And the Dolphins specialty team getting plenty of action this afternoon. Larry Ball, first-year linebacker, number 51 from the University of Louisville, making the tackle. And so Plunkett will go to work from his 26-yard line. They have been down to the Dolphin 33, and that's all. That's the farthest that they've been able to get this afternoon. Carl Garrett and Jackie Maitland will be the running backs. Vataha splits to the near side as the New England quarterback, Jim Plunkett, sets his ball club from the New England 26-yard line. He drops straight back to throw. He sets up, fires over the middle to Garrett. He's got it at the 32, running for the far side. Breaks the tackle, 35, breaks another one at the 40, and he's dragged down from behind at the New England 41-yard line. A great effort by Carl Garrett as he just circled out of the backfield and caught the ball in the middle and ran for the far sideline, broke a couple of tackles, and picks up a New England first down out to the Patriots 41.
Rick, with running like that, you just wonder what that boy Garrett could do if he had a good offensive line in front of him.
All right, first down. They're in their 2-minute offense with no huddle from the New England 41. Plunkett looks right, throws left, caught by Vataha, runs it out of bounds at the Patriots 45 to stop the clock. Henry?
Garrett's running is even more amazing. I've been watching him on the sidelines. Monday night, he was slightly injured in that game that they played this past Monday night, and he limps something terrible off the field, but he sure doesn't when he's on the field.
We have 51 seconds showing on the clock, where the clock stopped with a pass completion going out of bounds. The ball is at the Patriot 45. It'll be a second down and 6. Vataha splits far side, Rucker to the near side. Garrett and Maitland are the split backs, and behind Jim Plunkett. From the New England 45, they would like to get in a position at least to get on the board here before the end of the half. Dolphins lead 31-zip. Here comes the blitz. Plunkett is caught from behind and thrown for a loss back at the 37-yard line. And that one, Doug Swift came blitzing through and flattened him out for a loss back at the New England 37-yard line. They put it down at the 38, so that's where they will start. And it'll bring up a third down and 14 situation as we get Gladio in as an offensive back. New England calls a timeout. Tom Reynolds comes in as a wide receiver.
I hate to tear apart an offensive line, Rick, but that offensive line there of New England, just let Swift come by, not a soul adjusted, just let him go. Just blew right in there.
Well, you should know, Lou, you played up there long enough. Tom Reynolds and Reggie Rucker will be the wide receivers when time is in. Plunkett over checking with head coach John Mazur. And the Dolphins have just completely dominated this ball game. New England hasn't been able to do much right at all. Now Rucker goes out, and Vataha is out. Vataha stays in, and he will play on Rucker's side, and Reynolds and Vataha now are the wide receivers. Third down and 13 is the official distance for the Patriots from their 38-yard line. Vataha splits far side, and to the near side comes Reynolds. We've got Gladio and Maitland as the split backs, and behind Plunkett. From the New England 38-yard line with 47 seconds showing on the board, left to play in the half. Plunkett drops straight back to throw, getting rushed again. Now breaks out of the pocket. He's going to run with the ball at the 40. Cuts for the near side. He's trying to get out of bounds, and he didn't make it. He's knocked down at the New England 43-yard line by strong safety Dick Anderson. Plunkett is a good runner, and coming into the ball game had a 6.2 rushing average. He picked up only 5. They needed 13. And so we'll get a punting situation. Time is out on the field with New England taking a timeout. 29 seconds showing on the board. Charlie Lee goes back as the deep man to field the punt. Dick Anderson is the shallow man. They're not going to allow him a timeout. They get back in the huddle, and Studstill will punt. He's had some dandy kicks this afternoon. No timeout charge. They're just going to let it go. They may not get the punt off. No timeout has been charged to New England. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, the clock moving. They're just going to let it run out. They don't care whether they kick or not. And that's the end of the first half. With the score, our Dolphins 31, New England nothing.
Rick Weaver, Lou Creekmer, and Henry Barrow back at a sun-drenched Orange Bowl in Miami.
To the far side, Mercury Morris down the near side. Here is the kick. He hooks it down the near side. Merck lets it bounce in the end zone, and it'll be down there as a touchback. And the Dolphins will start from our 20-yard line, moving from our left to our right here in this third quarter. Miami with a 31-0 lead as we begin play in the second half. The Dolphins in the first half racking up 13 first downs to New England's 5 and a total of 245 yards in total offense to 96. Let's pause for station identification on the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
William Lehman now offers you the rotary engine Mazda. William Lehman Mazda, 6310 South Dixie Highway, South Miami.
WIOD Miami. Stowe and Briscoe are the wide receivers. Morrow spins on the handoff, hands to Morris, sweep to the right, cuts back to his left across the 20, and is dragging a tackler with him as he's knocked down at the Miami 25-yard line. Mercury Morris, who officially in the first half picked up 77 yards, rushes for 5 more on the first play of the third quarter. And the Dolphins have a second down and 5 from our 25. The tackle made by middle linebacker Jim Chiansky. Otto Stowe, number 82, and Marlon Briscoe seeing his first action this afternoon. Number 86 are the Dolphin wide receivers. The Dolphins have a second down and 5 from their 25-yard line. The running backs are Morris and Zonka. Earl Morrell is the quarterback. Dolphins moving from our left to our right for this third quarter. Miami out in front by a score of 31-0. Here's the handoff to Zonk over the left side. He's across the 30 out to the 32-yard line and has the first down. Larry Zonka slanting off left tackle, tackled by Jim White, defensive end, a rookie from Colorado State, and safety man Honor Jackson. First down for Miami as they put the ball down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. As Zonka rambles for 7. Miami with a first down at our 32. 13 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Miami with a 31-0 lead, moving for their 9th straight this year, their 10th over a 2-year period, and trying to hand Don Shula his 100th career coaching victory. Stowe splits far side. Briscoe to the near side. Zonka and Morris in the eye behind Morrow. Here's the fake pitch. The pass in the middle. Briscoe makes the catch. 45. Falls down. Gets up to the 50 and is knocked out the New England 48-yard line. Morrow faked the pitch and then quickly straightened up and fired a strike to Marlon Briscoe slanting across the middle. He made the grab, fell down, got up and was knocked down at the New England 48, and that, of course, is good for a first down. Jim Chayunsky, the middle linebacker, is the man who brought him down. As Morrow hits Briscoe for a Miami first down at the New England 48-yard line. The Dolphins come out of the huddle, and Otto Stowe splits left and to the near side is Marlon Briscoe. Morris and Zonka, the I formation backs. Behind Morrow, a handoff goes to Morris. He's over the left side and gets maybe 4 yards. Just inside the 45-yard line. Jim White, defensive end, and tackle Rick Cash on the stop for the New England Patriots. They put it down at the 44. To give him a gain of 4 yards, it'll be a second down and 6. Briscoe on the season has caught 1 touchdown pass. Howard Twilley has 2. Warfield has 1. The Dolphins just have not had to put the ball in the air as much this year with that awesome ground attack. Stowe splits to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Second down and 6. The ball at the New England 44-yard line. Morris and Zonka split in behind Morrow. Here's the handoff to Zonk through a hole on the right side. 40, 35, down to the 34-yard line. Rambles Larry Zonka. He is knocked down by linebacker Ed Wyzakowski, but he picks up another first down as Zonka rambles to the New England 34-yard line. And the Dolphins on the move once again.
Rick, I'll tell you, I just sit here shaking my head with that Larry Zonka. He's undoubtedly one of the best fullbacks I've ever seen in all the years I've been around football. Just goes through there and makes it all on his own. You don't even need blockers for him.
And he ran right over Big Dave Rowe that time, who's the biggest man on the field, at 6'7", 280 pounds. The ball at the New England 34. First down, Dolphins. Stowe splits to the far side. Briscoe sets in tight this time. There is a bad snap and a mix-up in the signals. Flags go down. As Morrow pulled back, a couple of the backs moved, and the flags were immediately dropped. So the Dolphins are going to be penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure, and the position of the football now is back at the New England 39-yard line with a first down and 15. We're in the third period. Miami pulverizing the New England defense, and the no-name defense taking over the New England offense in the first half, and the Dolphins went to the dressing room with a 31-0 lead. That's where it stands now. A first down and 15 at the New England 39-yard line. Otto Stowe splits to the far side, and to the near side comes Briscoe. Morris sets as a slot man right. Zonka in behind Morrow. And now Mercury moves back as a split back along with Zonka. Here's the handoff going to Merck. Sweep to the left side. He gets the corner turn, and he is run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. 36-yard line on the far side of the field by middle linebacker Jim Chayunsky. Warfield comes in, and kick comes in to the Dolphins' offensive alignment. Gain of 3 yards on the play, and it'll make it a second down and 12. Larry Zonka comes out. Mara Fleming comes out. So the Dolphins have the 3 wide receivers, Briscoe, Stowe, and Warfield in there. And the running backs will be Morris and Jim Kick. The ball is at the New England 36-yard line with a second down and 12. Dolphins utilizing the 3 wide receiver concept this afternoon, and to great advantage to compensate the awesome ground attack. Waiting for the snap from center from the Patriots 36. Morrow drops to throw. He fires. Kick drops the ball at the 25. He was wide open, and he could not find the handle. On a slant over the middle at the 25, hit him right in the hands, and he couldn't hold on to it. Covering on the play was linebacker Ron Axe. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 situation for Miami from the New England 36-yard line. And kick comes off. As Zonka goes back, let's check that. They're both in. Morris and Kick stay in the ball game. Kick had started out, and then he stays in the ball game. The ball at the New England 36-yard line. They break out. Stowe splits to the far side. Briscoe is a wide man to the near side, and Warfield slot man right. Morris and Kick are the split backs on 3rd and 12. From the 36, Morrill drops to throw. He's going to have to eat it as the pass rush finally got in on top of him back at the New England 42-yard line, and there is a Dolphin shaken up down at the 20. And Al Book, our spotter, has the glasses on him.
Paul Warfield, Rick, and I think that's one of the reasons why Earl couldn't get that pass off. Paul, they had good coverage on him, knocked him down, so consequently he couldn't throw the ball.
6 yards.
A loss of 6 on the play, and Garo Yepremian's field goal unit comes in. Warfield, it appears to be a knee. And trainer Bob Lundy, along with his associate Stan Taylor out there, checking at the 20-yard line, and there is a timeout on the field. Henry?
Rick, they're working on the left side of the left knee.
Warfield is up now and is being assisted off the field, of course, and deservedly so, gets the ovation. We certainly hope that this is nothing serious, not because that Paul is a Miami Dolphin. He is a great athlete and a great credit to the game of football. He's getting a standing ovation, and deservedly so. Now, Yepremian will try a 49-yard field goal, kicking toward the east end. There is a breeze against him. Morrill will hold. Garo had a 16-yarder early in the ball game. Snap set down. The kick is up. It does not have the distance. It is no good. Off to the right, bounces in the end zone and bounces out of the end zone. So the Patriots will bring it out and put it in play at the 20-yard line. Warfield injured on the play, and Yepremian with a 49-yard field goal attempt misses it. And so the Patriots will have a first down at their 20-yard line with 10 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in this third quarter. The Dolphins out in front 31-0. Carl Garrett and Jackie Maitland will be the running backs. Reggie Rucker, wide receiver to the far side. Randy Vataha to the near side. Plunkett in the first half, 6 for 12 with 1 interception and a total of just 42 yards through the air. Plunkett sets his ball club on first down. Drops to throw. Fires for the near sideline. Underthrown. Intended for Vataha at the 25-yard line. Mike Cullen and Curtis Johnson out covering for the Dolphins. Pass was underthrown, incomplete. Second down and 10. The Patriots have been in Dolphins territory down to about the 33-yard line, and that's all the farther they've been able to get. Hines comes out, and Bob Matheson comes in on the Dolphins prevent 53 with the variations. Rucker splits right, and out of the huddle, Vataha to the near side. Garrett and Maitland, the split backs. In behind Plunkett. Second down for New England from their 20-yard line. On the snap, Plunkett drops back to throw, getting a great rush, spinning back to his right. He is caught by Den Herter and thrown back at the 5-yard line. Doug Swift also forced the play, forced him out, and Den Herter, with that great speed and great range of his, the big youngster from Central of Iowa, gets the sack all the way back to the Patriots' 4-yard line. Henry?
Preliminary diagnosis, Paul Warfield has twisted his knee and sprained his ankle on the left leg.
Okay, a 16-yard loss.
Rick, that play there, that blitz by Swift, is the same identical one he threw on a loss a little while back, only this time he broke loose and then Herter took advantage of it.
Third down and 26, Patriots ball back at their 4-yard line. They split off Rucker and Vataha to the near side. The split backs are Garrett and Maitland. They are lined up under the goalposts. Third down, 26, Patriots from their 4-yard line. Here's a handoff to Garrett. He gets to the 5, and that's all. Hitting straight ahead. Tackled by Bob Matheson. And so Mr. Studstill will have his work cut out for them on this punt situation. Fernandez also in on that last tackle. And Charlie Lee goes back as the deep man to field this punt. Let's see if they put on a rush here. The ball is at the 5-yard line. Studstill, in the first half, kicked 3 times for a 45.3 average, and he's going to be standing right back on the baseline of the end zone. He will have the breeze behind him. Now everybody on the Patriots sets to make sure that they're all in proper position. Here is the snap. He gets it out of there. It's going to be a Punt grab by Charlie Lee, fumbles the ball and falls on it at the 42-yard line in Patriots territory. That spiral hung up there for a while, and Charlie, starting forward, got his hands on the ball and just bobbled it and fell right on top of it at the Patriots 42. So the Dolphins will start from that position. As a 37-yard kick is credited to Studstill, we get a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. The Miami Dolphins 31, the New England Patriots nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. Dolphins start to operate from the Patriots 42. Henry?
Paul won't play anymore today, but they describe the injury as not serious.
Okay, Stowe splits to the left. Zonka and Morris on the eye. Handoff goes to Burke over the left side. Not much of a hole as he gets to about the 41. It gained him about a yard on the play. Red jerseys over there all on top of him. Ralph Sindrich, the middle linebacker. A rookie from Pittsburgh, gets credit for the tackle. A gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Dolphins football at the Patriots 41-yard line. 9 minutes, 9 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Dolphins with a 31-0 lead. Stowe splits to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Fleming is the tight end. They set Morris as a slot man left and Zonka as the back end behind Morrill. On a 2nd and 9 from the 41. Earl drops to throw, has plenty of time, fires for Fleming, overthrown at the 30-yard line, incomplete. He was coming out to the near side, and the ball was just overthrown. Covering on the play was linebacker Ed Wyzakowski on his drop off the left side. Mandich comes in, and Fleming goes out at tight end for the Dolphins. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 situation for Miami from the New England 41-yard line. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the third period. Dolphins doing all the scoring in the third quarter, getting 17 of their 31 points in the first quarter, and lead 31-0. Otto Stowe out of the huddle, splits to the far side. Marlon Briscoe to the near side. Warfield was injured earlier. The injury described in the preliminary diagnosis just a moment ago, as reported by Henry Barrow, is not serious. Back to throw is Morrill. He is hit as he fires, and the ball is incomplete, intended for Mandich to the near side, and he was dumped by Big Dave Rowe. He got the pass off, but the trajectory of the ball was affected by the fact that he was hit just as he threw it, so it's incomplete.
And, Rick, I think if Carl had picked that off, Carl would have run that ball all the way back because there was nobody in between him and that goal line.
All right, Garrow was in to try his second field goal attempt at his third quarter. He missed one of 49 yards earlier toward the wind end of the field east end. This will be a 48-yard attempt with Morrill holding straight in. No angle. The snap set down. This time it's blocked. Kick bounces loose back at the 25, rolls to the 20-yard line, and is going to be whistled at the Patriots 17-yard line. Rick Cash will be the man who will get the block on the field goal. Curtis Johnson got one earlier for the Dolphins in the first half, and so Garrow is denied the second time in this third quarter. We get a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. Our Dolphins 31, the Patriots nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. The Patriots with a first down at their 17, moving from our right to our left, following that blocked Yepremian field goal. Vataha and Rucker, the wide receivers. Maitland and Garrett, the split-backs behind Plunkett. Handoff goes to Jackie Maitland, hits the middle, and he is going no place. Nick Bonacani really threw the 220 pounds into him and filled that hole in a hurry. Henry?
We can wrap this up now with Paul Warfield. It's a bruised knee, a sprained ankle. He'll be able to play next week.
A bruised knee and a sprained ankle, and he will be ready to play next week. Matheson is in. Heinz is out on the Dolphins' prevent defense. They give him a gain of a yard out to the 18. 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dolphins with a 31-0 lead. Rucker splits right to the near side. Vataha, Garrett, and Maitland, the split-backs behind Jim Plunkett. They deepest penetration for the Patriots in the first half. 33-yard line of the Dolphins. Here's Plunkett dropping back to throw. Gets a rush. Swings a pass out. Maitland's got it at the 24. He's hit at the 25 and is knocked out at the 26. Tim Foley is the man who made the tackle on the play. Maitland, slanting out of the backfield, was the receiver on Plunkett's pass, just a shorty. And that is going to be close to a first down, but it doesn't look from here as if they made it. Just about a half a yard shy. It'll be third down and less than a yard to go for a New England first down. The ball out at their 26-yard line. 7 minutes, 25 seconds remain to be played in this third quarter. Rucker comes... They've got two tight ends in there now, Windsor and Tom Beer. Rucker is a wingman, right? Garrett and Maitland remain the split-backs. Third down, less than a yard for the Patriots from their 26-yard line. Plunkett sets. He keeps himself and rams on a sneak, and this is going to be very close. Very close as he gets to the 27-yard line, and they rule that he made it. Without a measurement, the position of the football, and he gets the first down. Bonacani on the stop, and so Bob Matheson comes back in on defense, replacing Bob Hines
for the Dolphins.
Ricky made that first down, but as soon as he made it, Nick Monicani hit him and drove him back about another yard. Nick really put his shoulder into Plunkett.
Rucker splits to the near side, but Taha to the far side. Garrett, Maitland, the split-backs behind Plunkett. They are working for every inch of yardage they've been able to get this afternoon. Plunkett drops back to throw. Now he sprints to his right. He fires for the sideline. It is knocked away. Tim Foley was over there covering on the play, intended for Bataha out at the 35-yard line. Henry?
We're going to get to see Bomber Del Gaizo on the next offensive series, it appears. He's been practicing snaps with Jim Langer and been holding the ball, tossing it around a little bit. I believe he'll be the quarterback the next Dolphins series.
Second down and 10 for the Patriots. The ball up their 27-yard line.
Rick, we haven't seen any offensive holding call as yet on that Boston line, but boy, I'll tell you, they're really holding that defense.
Bataha goes out. Reynolds comes in as a wide receiver. He and Rucker are split to the near side. The ball is at the 27-yard line in New England territory with a second down and 10 for Jim Plunkett. On the snap, he drops straight back to throw, being rushed, now breaks out of it, now throws. The pass is knocked away, picked off by Jake Scott at the 45, the 40, 35 to the near side, 30, down to the 25, the 20. He is dropped at the 16-yard line. Plunkett's pass picked off by the Dolphins' weak safety, Jake Scott, at the New England 45. The tackle was made by Bob Reynolds, the offensive tackle, down at the New England 16-yard line. And that for Scott is his 5th interception of the season. He had 7 all last year. So a New England turnover gives the Dolphins excellent field position, knocking on the door at the 16. Waiting for the snap from center. As Morrill appears to be the quarterback, he is. He drops back to throw. He fires. Touchdown, Marlon Briscoe. Didn't take him long after Scott's interception gave the Dolphins excellent field position at the 16. Earl Morrill was the quarterback. And right on the first play, he fired over the middle. Briscoe, a great catch over his shoulder at the goal line. And nobody near him, and the Dolphins now lead 37-0. The Premians try with Morrill holding. The snap set down, the kick is up, and it's perfect. With 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this third quarter, the Dolphins now move out to a 38-0 lead. A 16-yard drive, we'll call it, in one play as Earl Morrill completes the touchdown pass, the first one of the ball game, and he gets his 4th TD pass of the season. Briscoe picks up his 2nd touchdown reception, and a great catch going away. Marlon Briscoe, the receiver. Earl has been awesome with his forward passing today, with Warfield and Stowe and that first half, also completions to Morris. And Yepremian prepares to kick off. The deep men are Huey, number 23, down the near side, and Garrett, number 30, off to the far side. Here is Garrow, as he has done many times this afternoon, getting the toe into it. Drills it at the goal line, grabbed by Huey, out to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, across the 25, and is smothered at the New England 29-yard line. A 29-yard return by George Huey, and downfield to make the tackle is Jesse Powell. So the Patriots will start again. The Dolphins with a 38-0 lead. And Jim Plunkett trying to get some offense generated. They had run actually only one serious drive in the first half, which got to the Dolphin 33, but that's all the farther they could get. Bataha splits to the near side, Rucker to the far side. They got Garrett and Jackie Maitland as the splitbacks. New England from their 29-yard line. Plunkett on the snap, dropping back to throw, being rushed. He is going to get caught and thrown back at the 20-yard line by Big Bob Hines. Number 72, Stanfield and Hines looped on that play. And Hines came in on Plunkett, got him from behind, and they put the ball down back at the 21. That's the 2nd sack of the passer for Hines this afternoon. Coming into the ball game, the Dolphin defense had gotten to the opposing passer 20 times this year, as opposed to New England's 7. The ball is back at the Patriots' 21-yard line. A loss of 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 18. Rucker splits to the near side, off to the far side, Bataha. Garrett and Maitland, the splitbacks, behind Jim Plunkett. 4:44 left to go in the third quarter.
Dolphins lead 38-0. Here is Plunkett on the draw, and the Dolphins were in on top of that when the handoff went to Garrett. He never even got started. Bob Hines came booming through there. Bill Stanfield also. And it's another loss on the play. Back to the 17-yard line.
Rick, they're using Bob Hines in there at the tackle spot in place of Manny. Manny's getting a little rest in here, but Manny better get healthy because Hines is really shining out there.
The ball is now back at the New England 17-yard line, where it'll be a third down and 23. Henry?
Manny suffered a minor injury, and Hines moved over to the other spot. That's why he's out there, but Manny will be okay.
A three-man rush by the Dolphins' front line when Matheson is playing as a linebacker. That's what's causing this. Hines is playing right over the center. Back to throw goes Plunkett. He's going to have to run with the ball now. He gets to the 15, to the 20, cuts for the middle to the 25, and he's knocked down at the 29-yard line by Nick Bonaconti. Off a scramble, nobody open to throw to, and they'll have to punt. As Plunkett runs it out to the Patriots 29, and the Dolphins will get it back again with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Pat Studstill comes in to punt. Charlie Lee is back as the deep man. Charlie has a return of 27 yards to his credit this afternoon. Dick Anderson, the shallow man. Studstill will have the breeze to his back. He'll stand back at about the New England 15-yard line. 3:20 left to play in his third quarter. Here is the snap. Now he's going to run with the ball. He moves to his right. Now he kicks it out of there. I don't know if he couldn't find the handle on it or not. Dick Anderson fair catches it at the Dolphins 40. Studstill all of a sudden broke to his right and then got the punt away. He probably did not have firm control. The Dolphins' Bill Stanfield was in on him. And he rushes to his right, and the Dolphins' defense gets a well-deserved round of applause, especially team, as they come off. And the Dolphins now, Henry, is Del Gazo in there?
Yes, sir. The Bomber is in.
The Boston Bomber, Jim Del Gazo, the Dolphins' rookie quarterback, a left-hander. Charlie Lee and Hubert Ginn are the running backs. Dolphins with a first down from our 40-yard line. Briscoe split to the near side. Del Gazo, hands off. Here's Charlie Lee through the middle, finds a hole out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Del Gazo, a rookie from Tampa, he played most of his college football at Tampa, but he still holds individual single-game records at Syracuse University, where he performed for a year. Fleming is out, and the Dolphins, off Charlie Lee's scamper that time, pick up 7 yards, a 2nd and 3 from the Miami 47.
Rick, there's a reappearance of Wayne Moore out there at that offensive left tackle also. I guess he's recovered from his injury.
Everybody getting a shot. Otto Stowe splits to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Here's Del Gazo, hands to Hubert Ginn over the left side, and he gets to the 49-yard line before he is smothered by red jerseys. Dennis Wargowski, along with Dave Rowe, make the tackle. Henry?
Don't know how to describe Manny Fernandez's injury except to say that he'll sleep standing up tonight.
Manny Fernandez will sleep standing up tonight. All right. Marv Fleming comes in. Briscoe goes out. A gain of a yard on that last play to Hubert Ginn. They put the ball down at the Dolphins' 48. Third down and a yard. About a yard to go. A long yard for a first down. They got the power blocking short yardage unit in there. Lee and Hubert Ginn are the split backs. Jim Del Gazo on the snap. Hands to Charlie Lee over the left side. A hole. He's got the first down to the New England 45, but there's a flag on the play, and somebody appeared from here to move at the line of scrimmage. Del Gazo may have changed the call, or is it going to be a holding infraction? We'll wait for the official's call. It's going to be against Miami, and is marched off. Somebody on the left side of the line, it appeared. The offensive line puts the ball down back at the Dolphins' 35. A personal foul, and they call tripping. Personal foul, tripping against the Dolphins. Puts the ball back to the 35-yard line, from where it will be a third down. And about 16 yards to go for a first down. They must get up to about the 50 for the first down. Otto Stowe splits far side, Briscoe to the near side. Ginn and Charlie Lee are the split backs behind Del Gazo. Jim drops to throw his first pass. Here it is, down the near side. It is overthrown and complete. Cutting across was Marlon Briscoe at the New England 45-yard line, incomplete, so that brings up a fourth down punting situation, and for the first time today, Larry Seipel, the Dolphins punter, comes in to handle his chores. He has an average of right at 40 on the season. We have a minute and 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Dolphins leading 38-0. Harris and Garrett. Ricky Harris, number 25, Carl Garrett, number 30, are the deep men back. Line of scrimmage, the Dolphins 35. Seipel stands back at the 20-yard line. Here is the snap. It's a pretty good rush. He gets it out of there, hangs it high to the far side of the field, bounces at the New England 30, and goes out of bounds right at about that point. So the Patriots will start from their 30-yard line. After Seipel's punt, it went out of bounds on the far side of the field, and New England will try to get something generated as they have all afternoon. A very inept offensive team, and Jim Plunkett will be the quarterback, as he has been throughout this entire ball game, and Bob Matheson comes in on the defense for Miami. Henry?
That tripping penalty was called on Bob Kuchenberg.
A minute and 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Rucker splits to the near side. Bataha to the far side. Garrett and Maitland are the split-backs. The Patriots from their 30-yard line. Back to throw. Plunkett, couple of steps back. Short swing over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Carl Garrett. Mike Colin knocked it down from the linebacker spot. That'll bring up a second down and 10.
And Bob Matheson got a big piece of Jim Plunkett on that. He came as a defensive end on that play.
Second down, 10. New England's ball at their 30-yard line. With a minute and 6 seconds to play. Airtime next week for the Jets game from the Orange Bowl, which is a sellout on WIOD and these network stations, will be at 12:50. And then the Dolphins have a weekend off and play a Monday night game on November the 27th against the St. Louis Cardinals here. Second and 10. New England from their 30-yard line, waiting for the snap. Here it is. Plunkett drops to throw. Deep this time, sets up, fires. It is dropped by Maitland. Circling out of the backfield, Jackie Maitland at the 35. Plunkett had the pass go right through Maitland's hands. Doug Swift covered on the play. So that's incomplete, and it makes it a 3rd and 10 with a minute to go. And the clock stops on the incompletion here in this third quarter. The Dolphins with a 38-0 lead. Mercury Morris with 3 touchdowns. Marlon Briscoe with 1. Larry Zonka with 1. Garo Yepremian, the 16-yard field goal. On a 3rd down and 10. Let's see what Plunkett comes up with from the Patriots' 30-yard line. On the snap, he's dropping to throw. The Dolphins sending people in. Here's the pass. It is incomplete. Again for Maitland. He got a good rush. Doug Swift was covering on the pass receiver, but it was incomplete. And Hines put the pressure on along with Matheson that time, and that brings up a punting situation, and Studstill, who has been the main offensive weapon for the Patriots this afternoon, comes in to handle the kicking chores. Charlie Lee goes back as the deep man, and Dick Anderson, the shallow man, to field the punt. 54 seconds showing on the clock left to play in this third quarter. Dolphins in the process of marching to their 9th consecutive victory. We'll have scores of other games on our scoreboard show following the Rolling Home show. Here's the kick, wobbly end-over-end kick. Charlie Lee bobbles it around, grabs it at the 30, shakes a tackle, still digging, going, and gets up to the 38, fumbles the ball. Who's got it? It's recovered by Miami. It's recovered by Miami. A 32-yard punt by Studstill. Charlie Lee never did have the handle on the ball. And the Dolphins recover the fumble. Dick Anderson got it for Miami at the 38-yard line. So the Bomber, Jim Delgado, will try his second series as the Dolphins quarterback. The southpaw from up Massachusetts way. The Dolphins with a field position at their 38-yard line, and they split Otto Stowe to the far side. Hubert Ginn and Charlie Lee are the split-backs. Ginn, a 3-year man from Florida A&M. Charlie Lee with 4 years' experience with no college background. Delgado on the snap, spins, hands off. Lee through a hole in the middle, gets to the 40, out to the 44-yard line. Charlie Lee, the ball carrier. Henry?
In defense of Charlie bobbling 2 of those kicks in a row, we told you earlier that he had hurt his hand. It appears to be the 2 middle fingers on his right hand that may possibly be broken.
That's the gun. The end of the third period. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl. The score are Dolphins 38, the Patriots nothing. Ready to start the final period. Dolphins a 2nd down and 4 from our 44-yard line. Dolphins now moving from our right to our left. 38-0 as we go into the 4th and final period. Miami out in front. Here's Delgado. The pitch to Charlie Lee. Sweep to the right. Turns the corner at the 45. Still digging across the 50. And is knocked down on the far side of the field. There's a flag at the 50-yard line. He was knocked down at about the 46 in the New England territory. Dolphins have Wayne Moore and Norm Evans the tackles. The tight end is Jim Mandich. Al Jenkins, a 3rd-year man from Tulsa, and Bob Kuchenberger, the guards. Howard Kindig is the center. Let's see what this flag is about. As Charlie Lee had apparently picked up the first down. The penalty will be against the Dolphins. illegal procedure and clipping is the initial indication, but only one of those, of course, the major one, will be the infraction, and that sets the ball back to the 35-yard line in Miami territory. The clipping call against Miami. So the Dolphins will put the ball in play back at our 35-yard line with a second down coming up. And just about 14 yards to go, 13 yards for a first down. Briscoe splits off the far side. A Stowe to the near side. Charlie Lee, Hubert Ginn. The split backs. In behind quarterback Jim Delgado. Waiting for the snap is the Boston Bomber. He drops to throw. Cocks the left arm. Fires for the near side. He's got Mandich at the 40, 45, and then knocked out of bounds along the near side at the Dolphins' 49. Dick Blanchard, a linebacker, made the tackle. That is Delgado's first pass completion as a professional and gives the Dolphins a first down. Let's see, we're going to mark it. 14 yards on the completion. They put it down at the Miami 49. And Delgado completes his first pass as a professional in the NFL. The ball at the Miami 49-yard line. We've just started this fourth and final period. The Dolphins with a 38-0 lead, led 17-0 at the end of the first quarter, 31-0 at the end of the first half. Briscoe splits to the far side, Stowe to the near side. Ginn and Lee are the split backs behind Delgado. Here's the handoff to Hubie, hits the middle, and he is going to be dragged down, but not before he gets into New England territory at the 48-yard line. Julius Adams, second-year man from Texas Southern. Defensive tackle makes the stop on the play. Gain of 3, it'll be second down and 7 for the Dolphins. Miami's Paul Warfield shaken up earlier in the ball game. The information that we had is not serious, and he could be ready to play again next week with a sprained ankle and a bruise on the leg. The ball at the New England 48-yard line. Second down and 7. Stowe left, Briscoe far side. Ginn and Lee, the I-backs behind Delgado. Jim up under center, barks the signals. Here's the handoff, and really cracked is Charlie Lee as Dave Rowe came booming through there, the big left tackle for New England, and threw him for a loss back at the 49-yard line. Loss of 3, and it'll be a third down and 10 coming up for Miami from our 49. Hubert Ginn, a 3-year man from Florida A&M, and does an outstanding job for the Dolphins on the specialty team. He's won our Rick Weaver Specialty Teams Award twice this year, getting an opportunity along with Charlie Lee to operate as running backs. Charlie comes from Albany, New York, and is a sergeant-at-arms in the New York State Assembly during the offseason. Delgado with a third down and 10. He drops back to throw. He sets up. He is firing down the far side. Briscoe's got it. 30, 25, 20, 15 to the 10. 5. Touchdown. A great reception by Marlon Briscoe as he took the ball away from safety man Honor Jackson at about the 30-yard line on the far side of the field. Delgado ripped it in there, and Marlon, after he made the reception, wheeled and raced down the far sidelines, getting into the end zone. It's now a 44-0 ball game. Morrill holding, Yepremian try for point. Kickers blocked, but there are flags down, and I believe New England was offside. Dave Rowe, from the defensive tackle spot, was the man across the line of scrimmage. They blocked it, but it's offsides against New England. Well, they will try it again. The Patriots are being called for offsides, and Garrow will try to make it 45-0 with a second try for point. Garrow on the season, 21 out of 23 in the PAT department, and he's been a busy man this afternoon with kickoffs, extra points, 1 field goal. He's 1 out of 3 in the field goal department. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. So with 13 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the ball game, the Dolphins have now moved out to the biggest lead. Dolphin football action continues in 1 minute. The score, Miami 45, the Patriots nothing. Here's your Premier's kickoff. Maitland and Garrett are deep. He gets this one deep into the end zone. Garrett grabs it about 7 yards deep in there, runs it out to the 10, the 15. He's at the 20 and gets out to the 25, the 26-yard line before he is knocked down. Larry Ball makes the tackle on the play for the Dolphins specialty team. The Dolphins now have achieved The most points in a ball game. That's in the history of the ball club. 45. They have tied this record. 45 against Buffalo was the previous record set on December the 20th of 1970. The most decisive win in Dolphin history, a 45-7 win over Buffalo in that ball game. The Dolphins lead here 45-0. Brian Dowling, a rookie from Yale, is the new quarterback. Here is the handoff going to Tarver from the running back spot. John Tarver, the sweep to the left, and he gets out to about the 28-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. Mike Cullen from his linebacker spot makes the stop. The running backs are John Tarver, a 6-year man, number 36 from Iowa State, and Bob Gladio. As we have 12 minutes and 14 seconds left to play. Second down and 8. Henry?
That bruised shoulder that Lloyd Mumford came into the game with has been re-bruised. I don't think you'll see him back in action. He has his pads off.
The wide receivers are Reggie Rucker to the far side. Tom Reynolds, a rookie from San Diego State, splits to the near side. Brian Dowling from Yale, number 14, is the new quarterback for New England. Second down and 8. Patriots from their 28. The Dolphins start the blitz, and they hit across the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped, and the flags go down. Well, let's see whether they were lured off or what the situation is going to be. Malty Moore was across.
And flags on the field.
Flags down, and the penalty presumably will be against Miami, as the officials are talking with the Patriots. They're going to call illegal procedure against them and offsides against the Dolphins. So offsetting penalties.
Illegal procedure.
Offsetting penalties, and they'll run the play over. It'll be a second down and 8. New England's ball from their 28-yard line.
And the down will be
11 minutes, 45 seconds to go. The Dolphins lead 45-0. Don't forget our rolling home show with Lou Creekmer's interviews from the Dolphins locker room. Henry Barrow will be over in the Patriots locker room. Al Abrera will have the Sky reports. And we'll bring you up to date on the stats of the ball game. And immediately following that, recap of this game and scores of other games. As the Dolphins have run up a tie for their most important point total in history. Dowling scrambling all around. Can't find anybody open. Now he throws the ball upfield. It is caught by Tarver, and he is knocked down at the 44-yard line, and a flag goes down. A penalty coming up against Miami for hitting after the whistle.
I got to say that the official called that one good, Rick. Jake Scott landed on Tarver just after he's down, and no question he couldn't get up. Jake tried to get a little piece of him, and he got caught.
Tarver out of the backfield as Dowling was scrambling all over the place and finally found a man open, and he hit Tarver, who caught the ball, was down on the ground at the New England 44. The Dolphins hit him after the whistle, and they get a 15-yard personal foul, which gives New England a first down at the Miami 41-yard line. Gladio is back in the offensive backfield. Windsor is the tight end. Rucker and Reynolds, the wide receivers. Gladio and Tarver are the splitbacks behind Brian Dowling. The fans booing on that official's call, but it was a good call. Ball at the Dolphins 41. Dowling, couple steps back, throws for the sidelines, overthrown, intended for Rucker, incomplete. Out of bounds at the far side of the field at the Dolphins 35. It'll bring up a second down and 10. Jesse Powell, Curtis Johnson covering on the play. Everybody getting a shot at the action this afternoon. The Dolphins started out early with that pass interception by Dick Anderson. It took him one play to get in after that. Morris has scored 3 times, Zonka once, Briscoe twice. Del Geza was thrown his first NFL touchdown pass. Yepremian has a field goal. Reynolds to the near side, Rucker to the far side. Gladio and Tarver, the splitbacks behind Dowling from the Dolphins' 41-yard line. People stunning around. Here's the handoff. Going to Gladio over the left side. He gets to about the 37-yard line before he is smothered by white jerseys. Malty Moore, the Dolphins' big rookie from Bethune-Cookman, made the tackle.
Rick, you can see that defense working down there right now. Now that they've got this 45 points up on the board and they have a big goose egg for the Patriots, this defensive team wants to have its second shutout this year. They want to make sure that they don't get up on that board.
Third down and 6 for the Patriots. The ball at the Dolphins' 37-yard line. With 10 minutes, 55 seconds to go, the Dolphins with a 45-0 lead. And we're going to have something special occur here in just a couple of minutes. As Rucker splits to the near side, Reynolds a slot man right. Tarver and Gladio are the splitbacks behind Dowling from the Dolphins' 37. On 3rd and 6, the Dolphins jump too soon, and whether they were lured off again remains to be seen as flags go down all over the place. Dowling Giving a long count, perhaps changing cadence at the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins are assessed 5 yards for the penalty. That does not give New England a first down. Bill Stanfield comes in, and Matheson goes out on defense. He puts the ball down at the Dolphins' 32 and gives them a 3rd down and 1 situation with 10 minutes and 36 seconds left to play. To the near side is Reynolds. To the far side, Rucker, Tarver, and Gladio remain the splitbacks behind Brian Dowling. Dowling sets his ball club on the snap. He hands off to Tarver. Sweep to the left side. He gets the first down, the 30, inside the 30, down to about the 26-yard line. And this is New England's deepest penetration of the day. Tim Foley, from his cornerback spot, makes the tackle on the play.
6 yards.
We have 10 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the ball game. Dolphins with a 45-0 lead. A first down for New England at the Dolphins' 26-yard line. Their deepest penetration of the afternoon. And this Dolphin defense, a proud outfit, has one shutout this year over the Colts. They want another one. Let's see if they can get it. Brian Dowling moving his ball club better than Plunkett was able to. Tarver and Gladio remain the splitbacks. A first down, New England, from the Dolphins' 26-yard line. And again, the Dolphins jump. Flags go down. Dowling on the snap, sprints out to his right, looking to throw, being pursued by Denherter, and runs the ball out of bounds way back at the 30-yard line. But we'll see what the flags are for. Dowling is doing something at the line of scrimmage, changing cadence or a long count, calling audibles, and the Dolphins are being jumped offside. Bill Stanfield is the man who jumped off. So the Dolphins will be penalized 5 more yards. And in this series, Dowling has Dolphins offsides, and the initial indication we get a double call again, a double foul, illegal motion against New England, so it's offsetting penalties again, and they'll run the play over again. That's the second time this has happened in this series. Dowling is changing his cadence, and the Dolphins are jumping off. He brings his ball club up to the line of scrimmage with 9:44 to go. Now Rucker sets in a couple of yards off the right side. Reynolds split to the left. Here is the handoff. Coming to Tarver around the right side. He cuts back into his left and gets down to about the 22-yard line before he's knocked down by Vern Denherter and Tim Foley. The ball is down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. 21 is where they're going to put it now, with a 2nd down and 5 situation coming up for New England. 9 minutes, 21 seconds left to go. The Dolphins, with a 45-0 lead, have this one wrapped up and have their 10th consecutive regular season win over 2 years, 9th for this season, and have just about presented Don Shula with his 100th career coaching victory. A 2nd down and 5 for the Patriots from the Dolphins' 21. Back to throw goes Dowling. Now he swings a short one out. A screen caught by Gladio at the 25 to the 20, down to the 15, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. And that will be good for a first down as Vern Denherter makes the tackle on the play.
Taken by Gladio.
First down for New England at the Dolphin 14-yard line. 8 minutes, 38 seconds left to go. As the most serious drive of the day for the New England Patriots is now in evidence. They rehuddled. Actually, they were up too close to the where the ball was placed down. Now they huddled back at about the 25-yard line. Dolphins with a 45-0 lead. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the contest. Dowling breaks his ball club out. First and 10 at the Miami 14-yard line. He sets Tarver and Gladio in the eye. The handoff goes to Gladio through the middle. He is going to get hit and drop. After about a 3-yard gain, Multy Moore makes the tackle for Miami from a defensive tackle position, along with end Bill Stanfield. And the ball will be placed down at about the Miami 12-yard line, we'll call it. Give him a gain of 2. Bob Matheson comes in, and Denherter comes out this time. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 for a first down, and 12 yards to go for a New England score. The clock continues to move with 7:39 left to play. Rucker splits to the far side, to the near side. Comes Reynolds. Tarver and Gladio are the I-backs. In behind, the quarterback, Brian Dowling. Dowling sets his ball club on the snap. He drops the throw. A quick one over the middle. It hit the official. That's an incomplete pass. The official was hit for the pass. So that's a dead ball. It was intended for Windsor, the tight end, and he was behind the official. Wisely, he dropped it, or he would have been tackled.
Actually, Rick was right in his hands. All he had to do was open his hands, and he would have had a completion.
3rd down and 8. Dowling kind of shoveled that one off like a shot putter. The ball at the Dolphin 12-yard line. 7 minutes, 22 seconds to go on the incompletion, which hit the official. Reynolds splits to the far side. To the near side is Rucker, Tarver, and Glaggio, the split backs. In behind Dowling. Dowling drops back to throw on 3rd and 8. He sets. He's going to get hit. He's dropped. Throws the ball away. A flag down. He's going to be called for intentional grounding. And the Dolphins pick it up. He was on the ground when he threw the ball back at the 20-yard line. Bill Stanfield got it from behind.
He's pointing to a receiver down there, Rick, but believe me, those 60s and 70s, those guys just aren't eligible to catch the ball.
So the penalty will be against New England, and will set the ball back to the Dolphin 28-yard line. And this will be called intentional grounding.
Illegal pass.
Illegal pass, and a loss of down, which brings up a 4th down for the Patriots. The ball back at the Dolphins 28-yard line. This will be a 4th down play with 24 yards to go for a first down. Now they move the ball up to the 26-yard line. They lose a down. The illegal grounding is a loss of down penalty. So on a 4th down, and they're going to get to the 4-yard line. 4th down and 22. Dowling sets his ball club, waiting for the snap from center. Here it is. He drops back to throw. He swings one out, the little screen. Glaggio at the 30, 25 to the 20, 15 to the 10. He's down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line, but he did not pick up enough for the first down. So Glaggio, the receiver, did not get enough yardage for the first down, and on the 4th down play, the Dolphin defense holds and takes over. Doug Swift made the tackle. Now let's call for you fans in the stands to participate with the Shula. Let's get the Shula chant started. And let's give Don some acknowledgement here for his great coaching career and his 100th coaching victory. Dolphins with the football now at the 8-yard line. Here is Delgado handing off to Charlie Lee. Sweep to the right. He's going to be knocked down at the 11-yard line. Halver Hagen, playing on defense, makes the tackle. You're going to have to start it yourselves down there. Let's get it started. Henry?
Rick, they're starting it right here behind me now. Here comes the chant.
Okay, let's go with a Shula. This is in recognition of Don Shula's 100th career coaching victory. It's a little something that we thought up. 2nd down and 7 for the Dolphins. The ball at their 11-yard line. Delgado, the quarterback. 6 minutes to go. Here is the handoff. Over the left side with the football. Goes Hubert again and gets out to about the 13-yard line.
Tackle by Art McMahon from the safety spot, and Ralph Sindrich, the middle linebacker.
Henry?
Rick, I think it's going to work better. The fans are cheering for the team during the play. If after each play they start chanting Shula, it's coming from all sections now, and I think it's going to work.
All right, the Dolphins with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. If you're going to acknowledge this man, let's do it. 2nd down and 5. The ball at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. The Dolphins have wrapped up their 9th straight victory, 45-0. Just running out the clock. Here's a handoff to Hubert Ginn. Sweep to the right, turns the corner. 15 out to the 18-yard line. Knocked down on the far side of the field. A tackle by linebacker Dick Blanchard and safety man Art McMahon. Let's get the Shula chant started for the fans here. That's it. First down for the Dolphins. Out at their 19-yard line. I don't know whether this thing is going to work or not. 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. The Dolphins with a first down. Delgado directing the ball club. Ball at the Miami 18-yard line. Stay tuned for the Rolling Home Show following our broadcast, and also the scoreboard show, which follows that. Jim Delgado, the quarterback, on the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to throw, sets up, firing deep. Open, Briscoe, 45, 50, has to beat one man. 45, and he's knocked out at the Patriots' 40-yard line. Marlon Briscoe, as Delgado found him wide open at the 50, and he had tried to put a juke step on around safety man Art McMahon. And he just couldn't get the job done and fell down at the 40, and McMahon fell on top of him. Delgado hits Briscoe for the long completion and the Dolphins' first down at the Patriots' 40-yard line. Let's keep that Shula chant going. The ball at the Patriots 40. Dolphins with 3:48 to go have a first down, leading 45-0. As Briscoe is the recipient of that long pass from Delgado, Stowe switched to the left side. Delgado sets his ball club with Charlie Lee and Hubert Ginn as the split backs in behind him. Here's the handoff. Through the middle is Charlie Lee, gets a yard or so, down to about the 39. Tackle on the play made by Dave Rowe. Gain of a yard. It'll be second down and 9 coming up. Airtime next week for the Jets here from the Orange Bowl. We'll be at 12:50 on WIOD and the Dolphin Network station. I think we have a lot of fans wanting to participate, but they don't know when to participate. Let's just keep it going. Set it up like that. Defense. The ball at the 39-yard line in Patriots territory. Second down and 9. 2:55 left to go. Stowe splits left wrist go to the far side. The fans setting up a real howl now. Delgado drops the throw. He is firing deep for Stowe. He can't hold it at the 2-yard line. He was bumped down there by Ron Fulton, the quarterback, who was sticking to him like glue as Delgado firing the bomb on a straight fly pattern down into the near corner for Otto Stowe. He dove for the ball at the 2, and Fulton was right there with him to knock it away. 2 minutes, 41 seconds to go. Third down and 9. The ball at the New England 39. Henry?
Rick, one of the fans who's been leading the Shula cheer right behind me suggests that during the 2-minute warning, everybody in the stadium chants Shula, Shula.
Okay, that's a good deal. During the 2-minute warning, everybody in the stadium starts chanting Shula, Shula, Shula. Then we can get our expression of appreciation across in that way. Third down and 9. Dolphins ball at the Patriots 39-yard line.
Delgado drops to throw. He is firing deep again. Mandix, 10, 5, touchdown. Jim Delgado found Jim Mandix, the tight end, open in the middle. Hit him with a pass at the 10, and Mandix went in untouched. The Dolphins have now established a new team individual scoring record by racking up 51 points. Your Premian will try to make it 52. The pass play from Delgado to Mandix was 39 yards. Here's the kick, and it's good.
With 2:34 left to go. Dolphin football action will continue in 1 minute. The score, our Dolphins 52, the Patriots nothing. Rick Weaver, and we're ready for the kickoff. With 2:34 to go, the Dolphins just establishing a new record, 52 points for the team. The kickoff goes, I believe it went through the upright. Through the end zone. And through the end zone, so that'll be a touchback.
Now for you fans listening, with the 2-minute warning, let's get the Shula chant going coming up.
During the 2-minute warning, let's do it that way. It's a very difficult thing. Everybody, a lot of people have left, but I'm sure that you want to participate in this salute to Don, and we waited until the last possible moment to avoid any other kind of circumstances. And it's the only way that we know of to pay tribute with as many people as are participating. Brian Dowling will try to get something started for the Patriots with a first down from the 20-yard line. 2:28 left to go. Dowling hands off to Garrett. Garrett sweeps, or Tarver rather, to the right side. Cuts back to his left, and it's back at the 23-yard line. Might have gotten to the 24. Wally Moore makes the tackle on the play. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6. This has seemed like a long afternoon.
You're always a winner when you get your guaranteed used cars at William Lehman Used Cars, 167th Street in North Miami Beach.
WIOD Miami. 2 minutes to go. Now let's hear it for Don Shula. There is a 2-minute warning. You folks who are still listening here. Dolphin football action will continue in 1 minute. The score, Dolphins 52, Patriots nothing.
Green Bay 17, Chicago.
Rick Weaver with Henry Barrow and Luke Crickmer back at the Orange Bowl. A 2-minute warning is sounded, and just as we broke away, we got the response that we've been trying to get as everybody shut up the Shula, Shula chant. That was magnificent. We thank you very much. Dolphins with a 52-0 lead. The Patriots with the ball. A second down and 6 from their 24-yard line. Gladgio and Tarver are the two splitbacks. Dowling, the quarterback, drops the throw. He is firing deep. This one is going to be picked off by Charlie Babb, the rookie at the 35, to the 40, cuts to the near side, 45, 50, 45, to the 40, and runs it out of bounds at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. They put it down at the Patriots' 39. Charlie Babb, the rookie from Memphis State, who has been outstanding on the specialty teams today, and picks up his first pass interception, will be the recipient of our Dolphins Rick Weaver Specialty Team Award for this week. He picked that one off while playing a defensive safety, but his work on the specialty team today, making tackles, has been outstanding. So the Dolphins, Jim Delgado gets a chance to throw his third touchdown pass with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. A first down at the Patriots. There's a fumble. Who's got it? Bad snap from center. A mix-up on the snap. They on pile, and the Patriots recover, so he doesn't get his chance. Dave Rowe, defensive tackle, makes the recovery. So the Dolphins commit their first error of the afternoon. But that is forgivable, as the Patriots get good field position for them today at their 39-yard line with 1 minute and 34 seconds to go. Airtime next week for the Jets game. Joe Willie in here, and if the Dolphins beat the Jets in head-to-head confrontation, that'll be it as far as the Dolphins getting into the playoffs are concerned. Jackie Maitland and John Carver are the running backs.
Delgado came off the field there, Rick, just looking like the old pro, talking to Don Shula about how bad that snap was from that center.
1 minute and 14 to go. Patriots ball up their 39-yard line. Dowling drops to throw. The pass is knocked down by Bob Matheson at the line of scrimmage. This guy throws the ball like a shot putter. And Matheson knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. It was difficult to tell for whom it was intended. John Tarver, I believe, out of the backfield. But Matheson, on his rush, just got a hand up and knocked it away. So it's incomplete. Second down and 10. Ball at the Patriots' 39-yard line. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. The Dolphins 52, New England nothing. A new record point total. Don Shula with his 100th coaching victory. The most magnificent team effort for the Dolphins. One of the most magnificent, let me put it that way, on the year. Back to throw goes Dowling. Dowling pumps left, and now he throws left, completes to Maitland on the screen. He's up across the 40, 45, and gets out to the Patriots 49. That'll be close to a first down. Bob Hines made the tackle on the play for Miami. We'll have the Rolling Home Show with Lou Creekmer's post-game interviews from the very happy Dolphin locker room today. Following our broadcast, Alabrera's Sky Patrol reports. Henry Barrow will be down in the Patriots locker room. That is, if they don't lock the door. And there is a timeout on the field. Henry?
I think, it must be some kind of status to go into that room today.
Well, it might be a first.
Better you, Henry, than I.
54 seconds left to go. The timeout has been called on the field. All right, third down and a yard for the Patriots from their 49. Here's Dowling, the handoff to Tarver. He goes over the left side. I don't think he made it. I see a yellow flag laying at the 48-yard line. He was brought down by weak side linebacker Mike Cullen. We're going to get a holding call on New England. The penalty stops the clock with 47 seconds left to go in the ballgame. The Dolphins remain, with this victory today, as the National Football League's only unbeaten team. They have 3 more home games remaining, and if you don't have a ticket, and if they are still available for St. Louis or Baltimore, we advise you to get them. Because you're seeing history in the making with this magnificently coached young football team. Holding against the Patriots, 15 yards, puts the ball back at their 34. Third down and 15. But a long 15 to go for a first down. Maitland and Tarver are the split-backs behind Brian Dowling. He spins, hands off, and Maitland is hit at the line of scrimmage and gets no place on a counter coming across the right side. Bob Matheson threw his 240 pounds into him. No gain on the play. So that'll bring up a fourth down. And still 15 to go. The clock moving with 30 seconds, 29 seconds, 27 seconds. Next week, the Jets and Joe Willie, where the Dolphins could just about take care of everything with a head-to-head win over the Jets. Airtime on WIOD and these network stations at 12:50. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. If they get the playoff, this will be the last one of the ball game. Dowling drops back to throw. Now sprints to his right, looking for the open man. He's going to have to run with the ball, 35 to the 40, and he is knocked out of bounds. And there's the end of the ball game. The final score as Don Shula gets number 100. The Dolphins rack up number 9 on this season, number 10 in a row over the last 2 seasons. The final score in a record-setting performance are Dolphins 52, the Patriots nothing. We'll be back with a final wrap-up after these announcements. 21 first downs to the Patriots 11. The Patriots had 24 rushing plays for just 96 yards on the ground. And the Dolphins' rushing defense, which was second to the passing defense, but overall it was the best in the league coming in, certainly did themselves proud in this area today. The Dolphins rushed 35 times for 181 yards. Passing yardage, Miami had a fantastic total of 307 yards through the air to the Patriots 117.
And Dowling and Plunkett combined had 11 for 28, 3 interceptions. The Dolphins, Earl Morrall and Jim Del Gaizo, 11 for 19, none intercepted. The leading individual players, Mike Garrett carried 10 times for 44 yards. Morris, 16 for 90 and 3 touchdowns for the Dolphins. Plunkett, during the ball game, as far as passing, was 7 for 13 with 1 interception. Morrall was 7 for 16. And the leading receiver, Vataha, 3 catches for 26 yards. Briscoe, playing in the second half, had 4 receptions, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The final score in a record-setting performance, our Dolphins 52, the Patriots nothing.